this car after stage 2 could take the Badger Sports Park curve on Highway
Stage
41.
one.
Oh, stage
Stage
1
one.
at 83 miles an hour. Now, every time I got in this car, we went that route. I was like, Connor, you're not a professional race car driver. Let's chill out. And he would just be like, no,
I'd be
I'm
like,
not
no, watch
downshifting at
this
all.
shit.
Yeah, dude.
So the 911 Carrera, any Porsche at this point that's, between the dates of 1990 to 2005 is what I'm willing to get in. But my actual, I mean this so deep. When I watch videos of this car, I think, holy fuck, that would be so much fun to drive. Like, just so much fun. And that is an...
Welcome back.
Welcome back. I feel like I have some unsettled business to talk to you about right now.
Right,
You just asked me why I'm drinking a protein shake right now. Like,
Okay.
I'm not going to be able to eat for another 2 hours. I have to.
That's not the 7 scoops, though, is it?
No, that's
Okay.
just 1.5
Okay.
of the mass gainer.
So I want to be. Are you 100% sure it's 7 scoops?
It says, I can send you a picture after, but it says 7 scoops.
7 scoops of mass gainer is the
serving size.
Serving size
For 2,000.
Oh,
and
that
some
could be
calories.
right then. Holy fuck, dude.
I know. It's
bad.
a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
That's a ton.
It's a ton. And that's why I'm like, the first time I got the mass gainer, I said, okay, 7 scoops. I put 7 scoops in there. I didn't have any room for water. Like, there's no room for
You
the
gotta
water.
put that in a blender almost.
Oh, yeah. Well, and the other thing is I think what you're supposed to do is do like 2 scoops in one and then drink that. And then like midday, another 2 scoops.
Oh,
drink
yeah.
that, and then,
Yeah. Instead of,
Right.
yeah. That's a lot of calories to drink. Because you
Exactly.
can get that
All
down
that-
fast and your
right.
stomach's going to.
Exactly. All at once, too.
Yeah.
Like,
Damn.
I think you're supposed to space that out.
There was a time when I did that back in Fort Huachuca, Arizona. That's what I was running. Those mass gainers like every day. I can't. It was so bad.
It's bad.
It fucks your stomach up
It
too.
does. It's like a brick.
Yeah.
It's like a straight up brick in that motherfucker.
Anything crazy happened this week?
Not really. I mean, today specifically, I realized why I don't like going to stores and why I don't like going in public. And it's just like people, Like, it just frustrates me so much. This is why I don't go out in public. I hate going to the mall. Oh, my God.
Yeah. So where did you go? Like shopping?
Yeah, kind of like shopping.
I'm dying right now.
I know. It's hot in here. Well, I needed shoes because when I was at the gym, I realized that slide-on Vans is just not practical. Even though it's like if you're doing like upper body like lifting, it doesn't really matter what type of shoes you're wearing. But if you're gonna go and like run or something, which I definitely need to do because
Yeah.
I have so much.
Well, you can't run in those.
What in Vans?
flat Vans?
Absolutely not. I literally took them off and I was walking barefoot
Yeah.
in the gym on a fucking treadmill. But yeah, no, I needed a lot of things. It's just one of those things where it's like the weekend and I'm in a mood to spend some money on some stuff that I could actually use, like jeans and what do you call this? A vest. I bought a vest.
So you bought that today?
I bought a vest today. I bought the Carhartt vest today, and it was worth it. It was worth every little penny.
Dust up like crazy.
And then I bought some On Cloud shoes.
Oh my God, Connor! How much money did you spend today? 500.
No, like
On clouds are like 130, 140, aren't they?
I probably spent like $250 on everything. Oh, and then we went to Boot Barn. Have you ever been to Boot Barn?
No, I've wanted to go. Is it not good?
I mean, I don't know. I walked in, right? It kind of feels like a what is that place called? Like a Goodwill in a way. But
Isn't
like
it-
for Western wear.
Really?
Yeah. It wasn't bad and it wasn't like gross clothing, but it was just like super, super Western. And everybody that works there is wearing a cowboy hat. And they have a huge boot collection, like a cowboy boot selection.
Yeah.
And I think you can actually like get them fitted and like make them fit for yourself or whatever. It's cool, but like in the middle of Wisconsin, right next to Home Depot, I'm like, this just doesn't feel right.
Oh yeah,
Doesn't
over by the
feel
mall.
right. Yeah. I mean, you got like Pet Supplies Plus right next to you. You're like,
Yeah.
this doesn't feel right. January, it's like weird temperatures right now. I don't know. It felt weird. So we didn't buy anything. There was a lot of Carhartt, but not the store, if I'm being honest. Not the store. Not it.
Well, I had an adventure with a minivan last night.
Oh, dude. Hold on.
I don't even want to. This is so frustrating, and it's like because we just had this conversation off podcast last week when we were going to get the whiskey. We talked. I told you, or maybe that was on here. That was on the podcast. I said you need to get away from the new cars,
The newer
with
cars.
the sensors
Yeah.
and shit.
And here's, dude,
Here's
I
a
have
prime
The worst itch on my fucking back.
prime example of this. So Quinn's friend has a 2020. It's a 2020 Chrysler Voyager, and she's at a gas station, gets out, fills up the gas tank, and then
Wait, hold on. What's the difference between a Chrysler Voyager and a Town and Country?
I don't think anything. It's because they're both Mopar.
Oh,
But
okay.
it looks like a Pacifica too. I don't know. But she gets back in the car. It's a push button start. Presses the brake, pushes the button, nothing happens.
Yeah, Pacifica.
So she presses the brake again, presses the button, nothing happens.
Nothing's going on.
Because the car didn't start, filled up the brake like fluid pressure. So the brake was fully like extended and you could not press it in.
Rock hard.
The button wouldn't even go into accessory. So then she calls Quinn, me and her go down there. I'm like trying to troubleshoot this shit. So there's two batteries. This is what I found out. There's two batteries. One's the main cranking battery, the big one that every car has.
Yep, the big one.
And there's a separate small battery, like a little tiny one, like the ones you'd use ice fishing, right? Like a 7-inch battery.
Where's that located?
Right next to it.
In
on
the
a full
engine bay.
Yeah, full different like circuit, completely different wiring. So one's a cranking battery and a automotive systems battery. The other one is a lighting battery.
Oh,
So what happened was
I see.
I'm rationalizing when I first get there that the batteries aren't dead because all the exterior lights, interior lights work, right? Later I sat down when I first got in and I pressed the electric e-brake. It turned on, then it wouldn't turn back off.
Right.
So what happened was, this is what I'm guessing because she had to get it towed. The cranking battery died or was very close to dying. When I got in the car and hit the e-brake, drained the rest of the battery.
Gotcha.
But the battery that ran the lights wasn't dead because the key fob worked fine.
I see.
But yeah, it's a push button start, so you can't put the key in. So there was no way to crank the battery. We even tried jumping it; it wouldn't even jump.
Really?
Yeah. So
So how the hell did they get, like, where's the car now?
so she called back at her house in Fond du Lac. She called a tow truck, and he tried everything too. And I guess that all the wheels were locked. So the e-brake was still engaged in the rear, and then it like locked the front too.
so when he was pulling it up on his flatbed,
I don't know how he pulled it up on the flatbed, unless he put it on like sliders or like wheel dollies, which he could have,
or he just fucking
or he just pulled right through. But
let the thing go.
yeah, just ridiculous. I'm so
That's
over
crazy.
that shit. It's
That
so
is
dumb.
crazy. Yeah, when you called me about that, dude, I'm like,
Yeah,
Sam, there's no way
know.
it's in park.
know.
To me, that sounds like a vehicle's
it
not
was in park.
That's
it was
crazy,
crazy.
dude.
It was nuts. It was a dumb experience, and it was just a full on like even today at lunch with her dad. I was just like, this is exactly why you don't buy this shit.
Yeah,
It's fucking ridiculous.
I'm wondering if that'll ever happen in my truck because that's a push start, but that's got a key that comes out, and I think you can just crack that right on
Hers you
steering
couldn't.
wheel.
The only thing the key is used for, because it has in the fob, is to unlock the door if like the battery died,
Right,
so you
you
can
can
get
pop it out.
in. Wow, that's it. There's no other key
That
port.
center console, like you got the
Center
steering
console doesn't
wheel,
lock.
That the column where the steering
Yeah.
rack is.
Yeah.
You can't crack that
Nothing
plastic
there.
off. There's a little.
There's nothing there. No, get it?
What the hell?
No, nothing. It was
Dude,
ridiculous.
That's
but
crazy. It's a fucking
I know.
Mopar. You know.
So okay, so we got a new whiskey today. Before we get that though, I do have a gift for you.
okay, yeah. So you were talking about this, and there's
So-
something that I don't know about.
No. It's hidden. So I found this at the whiskey shop,
Uh-huh.
and you missed it, and I was like, "This is exactly what it needs." Okay.
Is it a testing glass?
No, it's a RC airplane.
No shot.
No, I'm fucking with you.
What the fuck? I was actually kind of excited about that. I'm like, fucking hell yeah,
There you
dude.
go. It's some kids. I found it outside.
What the hell? Oh my god, it's styrofoam. Some kids.
Yeah, it's just sitting outside my door.
Do you have the remote controller?
No, unfortunately, dude. Look at this though. It turns on.
Dude, it lands in water. You can land that in water.
Yeah, I'm like, that's pretty badass.
That's
actually.
a full. What do they call that? Autonomous.
No, there's a remote control somewhere for it. It's a 2.4 gigahertz. Here's your actual gift.
All right, so I don't really want to. It's a cup.
Yes,
It's absolutely a cup of
but
some
you
sort.
didn't see this. You didn't see this at all.
You're telling me out of all the thermoses,
You missed this.
I didn't see.
We
this
missed
one.
an entire section.
Did you get one for yourself?
Nope.
So why'd you just get one for me?
Because I saw it and I was like, Connor would want this.
All right,
Ready?
I haven't pulled it out fully yet.
Ready?
I want to make sure it's in frame. Oh, dude. Okay, I don't see shit. I just see a green. Like
All right,
it's
turn
color
around.
green.
Turn around.
What's on it? Is it a penis? Buffalo. Oh, dude, that is fucking awesome.
I saw that shit and I'm like, Connor missed it.
Oh my god. Thank you,
Yeah,
dude.
for
That's
sure.
fucking awesome. I like actually love everything about Buffalo. This is so cool. Oh my, because you know I love the app.
Yeah.
I love the vibes of that bottle. Oh my god.
And it's got the exact same logo.
Dude, that is
Look at that.
fucking awesome. Thank you. Holy shit, I'm gonna use this every day. Like I've been actually dying to have, what do you call this? A thermos?
A tumbler?
A tumbler?
I'm not sure.
I've been dying to have one that I actually enjoy using. Like the only one that I actually use on a daily basis is Lauren's real estate one.
Yeah.
Because that's her actual company.
Yeah.
But like all the, I'm not gonna say the company on here, but like I don't like fucking using those ones. I just don't.
No.
But this is fucking awesome, dude. Thank you.
For sure, dude.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we missed the entire Buffalo Trace section. I'm
my
dying.
God.
I'm dying right now. I gotta take this off.
Yeah, it is fucking hot as hell in here. Nice lightning bolt shirt.
Yeah. Gee, I wonder where this came from. Dude, my fucking computer just shut
Oh
off too.
my god. Yeah, so they're not getting any video now.
No, now you can't see my shit.
Oh.
Okay, so we got the first installment of the Whiskey Row from Old Forester. Here, I'll put this back. So, oh my God. For those that don't know, Old Forester has something called Whiskey Row. It's a collection of 3 or 4. I don't know if the last one is part of it. Whiskeys. So they have 1910, 1920. There's an 18...
Isn't it 1840?
1870 something, I thought. I don't remember. That's the old fine whiskey, and they also have a rye. I don't know if the rye is part of it, but this 1920 is called Prohibition style because they ran this whiskey through Prohibition under a medicinal whiskey license,
Dude, that's wild.
which is insane. This is an old whiskey. Yeah,
Could
go
you
ahead.
imagine being alive during that time?
Yeah.
And like being a part of this?
Yeah.
Dude, that is crazy.
But allegedly, so this is a 115 proof whiskey. That's what all medicinal whiskeys were rated at. Allegedly, I don't know. This is what I've gotten. Apparently, this is up there with Double Oak. Like this and Double Oak are the 2 best to have in your collection.
It's pretty dark.
It is, and it's not just the room because I brought it downstairs and I looked at it too.
Yeah, that's really dark.
Yeah.
I mean, and I can see all the other bourbon liquids right now. Dude, Yellowstone is still I think the lightest one that we have, but dude, this is dark.
Yeah, that Noble Oak is probably pretty close there too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. Noble Oak is water.
But
Wow,
Yeah.
dude. That's sweet. We need to, man, I really would love to get,
here, let's hold that up. I'll swap just so you can see. Yeah, we need to get some type of display on here so that you can kind of, get a good view of it.
I think we're,
Screen's just loading. There you go.
I think we're going to do that eventually.
Yeah.
We have like some sort of introduction to the bourbon bottle.
Yeah.
Wow, that looks so good.
It's a cool looking bottle. It's very similar. I don't have it up here, but the Wild Turkey 101 bottle looks
Very similar.
like it even has the stripe down there. I don't think these are
products of.
Yeah, this is a George Brown.
Wow. Yeah, I'm impressed with that bottle. I like that a lot. It looks super cool. It's different than the original Old Forester.
Yeah, so the only Old Forester either of us have ever drinking is Old Forester 100 proof. This is also it's a decent whiskey. I don't know what the mash bill is on this, but every time that I pour this, I don't know if you'll be able to smell it. It smells musty.
Musty.
Yes. You'll know what I'm talking about.
I keep breathing in the mic. Everybody's going to hear it.
It just kind of smells musty. I don't know what it is.
Musty.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like if you let it sit, you know what I mean? But that's just how it smells. And it has a little bit of that taste to it too.
Yeah.
What I have found personally is whiskeys that smell like this, because isn't the only one, are particularly good with cigars.
Really?
I don't know what it is, but allegedly. That's what I've heard, and that's what I've personally experienced. So we'll see.
In the near future, dude, I am dying to do a podcast.
I know. I was thinking about doing one on the back patio here, but then I was like, fuck, that means we have to set everything up in front of everybody.
Dude, I know. And we gotta actually I'd be totally
What would
fine
be
with
cool, we could film one in the summertime through your patio doors. Oh, but the smoke will go inside then.
Yeah, we couldn't do that.
Whatever.
I know, dude. And that's a 100% smoke free
I'm gonna crack this open.
property. We need to get in contact with Appleton Cigar. I'm in the same boat. When you said this,
Verbal
before,
dyslexia today,
I can't.
yeah, I
I
don't
just
know.
can't with myself today. My big tongue is getting in the way. All right, we need to get in contact and be somewhere at the Appleton Cigar Company, whatever the place is called. I'm gonna just continue to call it Souvenir Lounge until.
Was it ever called that though?
It said Souvenir.
Are you sure?
See, I don't have a picture of it, but
So there's no
I
proof.
remember looking at the board or the sign, and it said Souvenir on it.
How long ago though?
Man, probably when I was like 20, 19,
Oh,
18.
man. All right. So far, we have a real cork and
it
a
a real
real
cork?
wood. Yeah, and a real wood cap.
Dude, I'm actually
This
like
is the
really
first-
stoked for this.
First crack.
I'm going to be honest, dude.
Oh.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. I think I'm a little bit more excited to try this than the Peerless. I don't know why.
This is just so hyped up. Like
Yeah.
even Jeremy Sears, this is his favorite one out of all the 4 of the Whiskey Row series. This is his favorite one. He said it's every time that any video he has in, he always says it's this or the 1910.
Really?
The 1910, that's a lower proof, but the whole the whole story with that. Like these buildings burned
fires,
down
yeah,
during
the
this giant
fires.
fire, and they recreated the more smoky flavor
Yep,
of it.
yep.
So, but he always says the 20 is just slightly better than 1910, and he always compares it to the double oak from Woodford.
Wow.
So
Yeah, I'm
not a whole lot of smell.
I'm even more excited for this than I would be Blue Run right now. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm excited for Blue Run, but this is kind of just the story. It's more so the story and the history behind the Old Forester line. That's just like, how could you not love it?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ!
What?
Are you trying to get me drunk?
No, we're just drinking this. We're not having multiple today.
Well, that's a fucking triple shot.
that's a double.
No,
That's
yours
a double.
is a double. Mine's
No,
a triple.
these are exactly the same. Okay, no, I'll even out with you. Okay, you're right.
I was gonna say, dude.
Connor's
holy
got
shit.
0.75 ounces more than
I do. I do. There you go. A little bit more. Beautiful.
I'm already one down today.
Really?
I had
that's
I had
right.
a single
That's
at
right.
at lunch today. Yeah.
And that was Old Forester, or no?
That was Wild Turkey 101.
God,
I saw that shit up there, and I was just like, hell yeah, man.
my memory is
It's
dog.
cheap and it's fucking good.
Wow, that looks.
All right, let's do an initial.
Initial smell.
Oh my God, that is strong.
Wow,
My
that
voice
is-
cracked. That was so
no,
good.
that is very.
This is okay. We talked about this on the last episode. We go for unique smelling and tasting whiskeys. This is unique. We don't have another one that smells like this.
Wow, caramel. Very caramely.
I smell a little meat in there. No, seriously, like smoked
Actually?
meat. Like smoked meat. Yeah. Like think about this. You're
I don't
smoking.
know. I think I gotta let it sit for a little bit. I'm getting a hell of a lot of Sharpie out of that one.
That smells so good. I can't even talk. That feels so good. Oh, that feels so good. All right.
I just, when we start cracking jokes like that, I just want to know, like, I want to see people's reaction to it. Like,
Oh,
I
you
wanna,
can see it. You go on YouTube. You go on YouTube Analytics.
Oh, that's
right. What are we? Yeah, 18 minutes in. Guarantee you. 18 minutes in. That's
Dude,
what
you
we're
know
gonna
what?
see.
I got a lot of very good. I don't know about you, but I have heard a lot of great feedback.
Dude, I was gonna bring this up.
Great.
I go now at the gym. I go early when everyone that we used to lift with isn't
Yeah.
there in the morning. So yesterday night though, me and Quinn went a little later, and yeah, it's crazy.
incredible.
People are.
Yeah, like the DMs that I got afterwards for when I what was that, the day after when I got home?
Yeah,
from work?
it uploaded that night and
Yeah.
released that next morning.
Yeah, I got home from work and I'm like,
Turnaround time.
oh my God, dude.
Good. It's good.
Well, and that's the thing is like, I was talking to Mark Felton, which we know Mark Felton from
Yeah.
Gatlinburg. He was there with us at the live podcast. I was talking to him about it, and just the sheer shock from people when I said it was filmed yesterday and it's dropping today. It's like, what? How?
Actually,
How?
people were impressed by that.
People were impressed by that, and I'm like, dude, it's fucking awesome. No secrets, but no answers either. So figure it out on your own, I guess. But man, I don't know. It's just the feedback and the responses that we got from people. That felt good. So
Yeah.
thank you guys for all that.
That's awesome.
It meant the world to us. Especially picking up on this after. I don't even know when was our last podcast before that one.
That was the post GAT one. It'd been a little bit, but
It's been a minute since we put anything out.
That's why, like, when we were talking last week about the whole like barrier to entry with this, like
Right.
now we don't have anything. Like we're meeting up for a few hours
yeah.
this weekend,
Yeah,
right?
literally.
And then next weekend we're gonna do another one and edit too. We're gonna do a lot of shit next week.
I'm fucking stoked for that. And next week or whenever we gotta go to that Appleton Cigar Lounge. I want to talk to their owner. Maybe not the owner, but whoever's there. And I want to just man.
I'm sure, dude. They're never like super busy during the day. We could do one on a, like
You would think,
Yeah.
at least
even if it was like we can't during the week, but like on a Friday, I guess maybe
Yeah,
middle
yeah.
of the day.
bring a good bottle that we've never tried before. And just
Yeah, I'm sure they'd have no issue. But
yeah.
you want to give this a try?
I'm excited. I want to actually smell it now that it's breathed.
This
a little
is
bit.
again, we're getting on a roll with these colors. Look at how dark that is.
That's a good color. God, I love that.
Oh, dude, that smell now it changed. That is just a good
Wow.
all around.
You know what? I'm understanding a little bit of the meat situation there.
Yeah, like not like
Like a
meat.
salami.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
a nice fine poultry.
Poultry.
I'm getting it. Isn't that meat? Poultry?
Yeah, poultry's bird, guy.
Oh
Like
shit.
chicken.
Yeah, a nice fine poultry. Oh,
Well,
I can almost I can almost feel or hear the bird. Like the chicken just it's good. No, it smells really good. I like this one. Oh my god, Connor.
you want to go in for it?
I'm going for it, but this time I'm not fucking choking on it because I got bullied for that. Cheers. With the automotive artistry class. Shout out Quinn for that. Oh. That first one's a good lube shot. But whoa, holy shit. Apologies.
Man, that one really makes you think.
Wow.
I can't speak today.
Dude,
God,
me
I
neither.
just can't.
That shit burnt the fuck out of my throat, too.
Dude, stop.
Or the frick out of my throat, dude.
No, not that. You're just being a bitch with the
I
alcohol.
know, dude. I know.
You got it.
Well, it's because we had. When's the last time we drank whiskey? Before the last time. I haven't drank. When was the last time I drank? Because like I don't actively have my own bottles at home.
Yeah.
Like I save it all for this because I don't know. I just feel like I enjoy it more in this setting than at my fucking dog shit apartment. Sorry, that got depressing. My apologies. It's just every time I think about that place.
I'm going in for a second.
Me too.
Very sweet when it actually like hits your tongue.
Yeah, it is like very, very sweet. Almost a little bit sour.
A little salty too.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
a little bit of that.
Like it's making my hairs stand up on my chinny chin chin. All right, no, in all seriousness, seriously, it is like very sour. Like initial back of the tongue.
Not sour, like spoiled sour. Sour like
like it is very like
And then I get like that normal caramel hazelnut that all of our favorites have.
Oh man, that's good stuff. I like this.
And what's
stuff a
the
lot.
aftertaste on that?
I don't know. I definitely taste wood.
This is good. This is a very good like all around whiskey.
Yeah.
This is definitely not something you want to mix.
No.
So this bottle of 1920, we got this. Picked this up from Grainworks again. This is gonna be our.
This is our. Oh, you shouldn't have said it.
I know.
Bleep it out. You should bleep it out.
Whatever.
Bleep it out. Damn it.
We'll figure it out. Don't I have one of those in here?
There should be a little button in there. Little boop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
I do.
All right. Now we know. Oh, it scared the shit out of me too.
Yeah. No. $58 for this bottle. Wow. So it's
Very affordable.
yeah, it's right around that double oaked. Double oaked is 55 at Meyer. It's 64 there. So wow, this is good though.
And they close at 4.
Yeah, they close at 4 every day.
I just want to go there. You wonder if even they would let us film a podcast there.
I have a strategy for this.
That would
I
be
think we
awesome.
keep buying a bunch of shit from them
Yeah.
till we build up some rapport.
Well, then we have to shout them out.
Right.
So Grainworks.
Yeah.
Grainworks.
Yeah.
Old and new.
I honestly like even just go there. If you're around the Neenah area, check
Dude.
this place out, man.
Yeah.
Their selection is probably the best in this area that
Yeah.
we've found at least.
That Monday after we filmed the last podcast, I actually told my boss about it because he likes bourbon a lot.
You didn't know about it?
No, he didn't know
Dude.
about it. I was like, do you know about a bourbon store in Neenah called Old and New? I didn't know what the other
Yeah,
portion of
yeah,
it was,
yeah.
but I was like, Old and New. I don't know what exactly it is. He's just like, he just looks at me like, obviously he was working on his computer, but he just looks at me like, that's a Menasha? I was like, no, and Neenah, you've never heard of it? And he's just like, what do they got? And I was just like, fired off the Old Forester, the Blue Run, the Peerless that we bought, and just like really good quality stuff, not like your typical just buy it and mix it shit. And it was early in the morning. He didn't give me much of a response back, but I did see a little bit of I might have to go there. So there's one customer for you guys. So we've already built up a little bit of rapport.
There you go.
Just saying.
No, it's very very good place.
Yeah, very good place. And it's
I,
not
I
like
asked
too
him
big.
today when I left, because we overheard him saying something about a store pick.
Yeah.
So they're doing one. He said Redline something. Never heard of it. So they are going to do one though, full barrel. So that's
Redline.
about $15,000, I believe.
Like what's a Redline? Like the
That's
brand?
whatever the brand is. Yeah, but I think it's a local. It's probably a local one.
Yeah, it must be.
but yeah.
So do they do barrel picks of like?
I don't know. That's because you got to go down there.
Yeah,
And I don't know
I
if
know.
that place is.
What I
don't know how
also
that
want to
works.
know is those two guys who absolutely looked like they would work in a store like that and be around stuff like that. Are they the owners?
I would assume so because one of them was there today.
Yeah, they look like they do this
I
shit
think
for a living.
I think Quinn said they're brothers. I think one of them does all the wood and one sells all the whiskey.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
The one that came in after looks like he'd do the wood.
Yeah, that's
And the
who was
one-
there today.
Yep. And
yeah.
then the one that was sitting at the register, definitely the bourbon guy.
yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to go hang out there for a little bit. I definitely want to get a full size barrel though. That would be honestly. Now that I'm thinking about
So
it,
much of this doesn't have to be on camera, by the way. So
I
like
know.
your shot, I think
Like,
that
no, I'm
shelf
just-
would be perfect in the middle. Bar, barrel.
barrel, and I'm thinking that a barrel.
be our little-
We light it. That's our introduction right there.
Intelligent,
my
intelligent.
god! And we get lights. Okay, no, we're getting too carried away. I have it all, dude. I can literally visually see it in my
So
head.
yeah, we actually do have a topic, believe it or not, today
Yeah.
to discuss.
We do.
Generally, we don't actually have topics.
Yeah.
I've noticed that.
You're
we
right.
kind of just go wherever we're going.
Generally, yeah. And we have been just going wherever we wanted to go today so
Yeah.
far. But we do have a topic for this one, and man, where do you want to start with this? Like, with yours?
You think mine's gonna happen first?
I can.
Oh boy. I think mine will probably happen first.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. 100%.
So, topic today
Topic
is project builds.
today. Project builds.
These are going to be, I don't know how to like explain this. These are going to be like they're not our YouTube, like not our channel build, but we're going to document everything in a artistic way on our channel.
Very.
For the full build series. But I've personally never had a project car.
Right.
Built
Right.
plenty of bikes. Had a lot of project bikes.
Yeah. Bikes are fun.
Gorgeous bikes.
Very gorgeous.
But as we
bikes.
discussed last week, it's just out of the cards now. So part of my I don't know what you would say deal or whatever with selling off the bike was I'm gonna continue this hobby but into cars because if I get in an accident in a car, I have at least a chance of surviving.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
So my project car is going to be a 19. God, I haven't really told anybody. 1987 to 1989 Porsche 944.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
It's gonna the hard plan, right? Like so, the things that it will have. We actually have a render for it already, but the hard things that it will have. The turbo body.
Yep.
So that's the way improved front bumper.
Yep.
More of a 90s because I mean it's the end of the 80s when they kind of transitioned over. So more of that 90s front bumper. You got the little bit on the back underneath the bumper on the rear bumper too. It's going to be LS1 swapped.
Oof.
I considered going up and doing the LS6 conversion with the cams and the heads. I don't think I will. The problem is that the LS1.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me backtrack real quick. 944, for those of you that don't know, was I don't want to say entry level, but it was it was approachable Porsche sports car in the 80s,
Right.
and early 90s. It was a inline 4-cylinder. They made an NA version and a turbo version. The turbo made like 240 horsepower, something like that, rear wheel drive. So it has a rear transaxle in it. The 4-cylinder out of that car weighs the exact same, and I mean exact same amount as a LS1.
So you're not gaining, not losing.
No. And the best part about this car is perfect 50-50 front rear weight distribution.
Wow.
So if you take that 150 horsepower NA or 240 horsepower turbo engine out of the front and put an LS1 in,
Right.
you're going up to 350 to 400 depending on what you do with the engine horsepower in the exact same weight distribution using the exact same transaxle.
Yeah.
You have to use the turbo transaxle for this car, though.
That's got to sound good too. Being an LS, that's got to sound fucking.
So I know the LS1s are overdone. I really don't give a shit. I think I love the way the LS1 sounds. I'm also coming at this from a attainable approach. I don't want this build to exceed a ridiculous amount of money like everyone's always does. Like it's just stupid.
Especially taking a car that is, I would say right now, an affordable car.
Yeah.
And putting a bunch of unaffordable parts in it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That's just, it doesn't make any sense.
So LS1, that's the base core plan. This is where me and Connor have both kind of brainstormed to get this out. I'm going to do a pretty limited Le Mans race car body on it.
Yep.
It's not the cheapest,
Yep.
but the look that I've been looking for and the render that I have is a Le Mans rear end and then a rolled front end. So we're running basically very offset.
Yeah.
Very offset.
very.
Bitch adds like 1.5 feet. It's going to be a thick boy.
That's going to be so fucking cool.
Box fenders. It just looks so good. It looks so good.
Every time I look at a Porsche 944 on Marketplace or wherever it's for sale, I imagine it a little bit wider.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh.
Well, the thing is, those cars are so unassuming when you see them.
Yeah. People look at, even Lauren, I was showing Lauren one, and it was, don't get me wrong, it was $8,500 on Marketplace. It was, it was black exterior, which is cool and all, but then the interior was brown.
Yeah.
I can understand where she's coming from. They aren't the most jaw-dropping cars factory, you know? So she, she looked at it and she's just like, and women, well, I shouldn't say women, but people that don't.
It's Connor on a roll.
I know, dude. Last time I talked about women, I'm sorry, but like our women and as well as people who don't really like visualize car builds like we do, like they don't just look at a car factory and see what we see and what it can be. They look at it and they're like, oh fuck, that's ugly. Yeah. Holy shit.
I mean, you said the same thing when we went to Appleton Closer for WCC. That red one was there, and you were like, Sam.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
It's a good looking car for the era. I think it was a really good sports car. It was one of their best handling cars they've ever made. But you'll have to loosen that a little bit. Yeah, I know. But no, I agree. I think the vision that we both kind of have for this, it's going to be great. So that's the hard plan. LS1 swap 944, Le Mans race car body kit. The wheels are up in the air. It's very hard with that bolt pattern. It's hard to get. And then
you'd almost have to go like if you want to stem out and there's not very many options, you're probably gonna have to go an adapter route.
I know.
Unfortunate, but
the other thing here's the thing that's the biggest up in the here. Before I get to that, the other hard thing is the interior. I found a actually it's through you. So through 0 to 60, the person that they use.
Yep.
Interior. So I'm going to completely gut the interior, get the interior sprayed as well as the exterior.
Yeah.
So the interior is going to be basically bare metal, except for the door panels and then the dash, right? So it's going to have the original door panels and dash, but it's going to be reupholstered to be the white and blue plaid.
That's going to be so cool.
And then the two seats that I have picked out, I'm going to get those reupholstered to be the matching white and blue Alcantara. Yeah. It's going to be really hot. It's going to be really good. Take my word for it.
Oh, dude.
We have this all in our heads. It's going
to be so good. And for anybody who doesn't understand what 0 to 60 does, is they basically restore Porsches. Any kind of Porsche.
Yeah, they don't want shout outs and they don't want to be known. It's just so odd.
They don't like filming, which
is great because we're a very small,
Absolutely.
We have a tiny community, so we can say this.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to say where it is, but it is local to Appleton. You can't really go in there, but if you know somebody, which is how we get in there, it's literally the closest to a Porsche shop like Singer. Like they do as good of stuff as Singer. Oh, if you 100%. Want a classic, you can do classic, but if you want Restomod, they will Restomod the fuck out of it. 100%. They do any type of Porsche. We've seen crazy old Porsches there.
Yeah. If anybody wants a reference as to what it looks like, on my Instagram page, I have a video from Christmas, or before Christmas, where I posted just three clips going just back gorgeous. And forth, and it's.
I mean, my favorite thing in the summer is when we'll stop out there on our way to Elkhart Lake and look at the Ferrari, look at like his friend had the R8 there. They just have crazy cars there, and it's just an experience. Yeah,
get ready for that when the TTRS comes out. It's gonna be you and me and the TT, and we're gonna be going for a rip down there. We got to. I want to get out there more.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're not really big on the filming side.
But yeah, they use that person that we're gonna use for the interior on all their interiors.
Yep.
And I think the first really big time the time I remember when we really realized the level of those interiors was that roll cage.
Yeah.
They did a leather
brown
wrap,
leather.
yeah, on that roll cage, and the stitching was
it was
so,
like weaved, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was so beautiful, so well done.
That guy actually, because that was a baby blue Porsche. He actually stopped out at the God, was it the Christmas party that he stopped out at? I don't remember. I was walking out and he pulled up in that thing, and I talked to him for a little bit. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah.
That is my dream car right there. And it's so sad to see that it's like such an unobtainable price to get to that point.
Yeah.
Oh
you
my
have a better
God.
luck getting a newer GT3 than one of those built that
Literally.
way. Yeah. Those
Literally.
are so ridiculous.
I mean, dude,
Yeah.
it's like, come on. And it just looks so good. I mean, the guy, you know, obviously older, did a great job speccing that out with 0 to 60 guys. And they just, God, dude, I don't know. They just blow me away. They blow me away, and going there is so much fun when they got the garage doors open and we get to go and see what they're building on.
Yeah.
It's, oh my God. There's one there right now, and oh my God, you got to see it. It's fucking.
But yeah, so hard plan, LS1 swap, 944 LM body kit, full interior. This is where we deviate, and it's up in the air, and I don't know what I want to do. So
Right.
the challenge with the 944 is at that time they used torsion for the rear suspension.
Right.
And if you don't know what that is, you basically take a bar, and if you twisted a metal bar, like you took a bar and folded two ends on it and then twisted. That's the suspension.
Yeah.
So the problem is that if you want to do any type of stance, which we are, the point of this car is not a daily driver, but like a driver's car. I want a driver's oriented car. This is my dream. Like it's got pop up and down headlights, and it's a Porsche. This is my dream. Really strong V8. I hate turbos. I love NA. The instant throttle response turbo isn't the route, right?
I hear you.
You got the V8. It's everything, right?
Man.
So in addition to all of that, into the handling, the power, the feel, everything, I also want this to be, and this is where this starts to get a little wild for a lot of people to understand. This is going to be a show car for plans we have in the future.
Yep.
Now, once you go to the show car route, now you have to decide static or bagged. And
Unfortunately.
both routes, we're going to have to completely redesign the rear end.
And now not necessarily, right? Because if you're going show, you also want what is it called? You want your abilities, right? You want your abilities, and I think back to what was that BMW at Gatlinburg?
Yeah.
What was that? Was that an M3?
I don't.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't an M3.
I don't know.
Anyways, that was. I mean,
That was almost identical, but in a BMW variant of what
and
I'm
that's
doing.
a very able car, and
Yeah.
he wasn't on bags or coilovers. He was on a race suspension, and at that point, if it's a very clean car and you're actually driving it, I don't think people care if it's, you know, from your tire to your fender is this perfect gap and your fitment is perfect and on par.
But on the flip side of that, I want to be able to air out. That's what I'm saying. This is the problem.
So then maybe you do need bags.
But if I go
that's the
bags,
problem.
how the fuck do we do this? We're going to
That's-
have to like legitimately
Fabricate.
a whole new rear end for this.
Yeah.
And people have done it. There's a lot of forums. There's a lot of Reddit posts of people that have done this. It's
Right.
not, it's possible. It's just going to take a lot of work.
So you're
And-
putting a new rear bumper on it anyways, right? That's the whole plan.
Well, okay. So then this is the other, I was
God.
getting to that.
Sorry.
So yeah. So the right now, and I've been doing a lot of research, it's trying to decide. Okay. So I've never done a project car, but like the way that I build my bikes is I have this all planned out well before I even buy the bike.
Right.
I make sure everything's going to work together, and I make sure that everything is realistic and attainable. Right. So, so that's what I'm just doing with this too. I'm just approaching this the same way. I'm probably a fool for it.
well,
But
and
I
that's,
mean, my bike builds turned out really well, and we really enjoyed them.
Yeah.
And it was a great time.
the best part about building it is the unknown, you
Yeah.
know? Like you have this imagination of what's going to happen,
Yeah.
right? You have this render and all that stuff, but what you don't know is if it's going to show up like that, right? And then over time, you're going to go through all these different scenarios like money and
Right.
shit not actually fitting right, and that is the experience. And I don't think people fully understand that about building cars, is that the experience is getting to know your car on a whole different level, and that's finding those problems and then figuring out a solution to fix it. Now, when you get to that end point, it's just so much better driving that car. So people will say you're a fool. People will say, dude, you didn't come on. There's no way. Well, everybody puts an LS in their car. Oh, yeah, well, everybody does this and that. Whatever. It doesn't fucking matter. It's what you want, and that's what it comes down to. So I had to put my piece in it.
Well, once we figure out this whole suspension thing,
Yeah.
regardless, God damn, now my memory's going away. I don't remember. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Once you figure that out.
Once we figure that out, that has to be figured out first, and then we run into the rear bumper decision.
Oh, man.
Okay. I'm going to explain, and I hope a lot of people can relate to this. This is my vision for the rear bumper, and it stems from Need for Speed. Okay.
Yeah.
So Need for Speed 2019, phenomenal game, right? People hated it. People loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it. Okay.
I loved it too.
Need for Speed Heat, and now Need for Speed Unbound. They all have like crazy good. I should have muted that. Oh well. They all have crazy good customization options, right? So what I would do to almost all my cars in that game is, I don't even know if I can explain this. It's like a channeled carbon fiber. It's all straight carbon fiber rear diffuser, and it's deep, like deep rear diffuser, right?
Like you're talking about
fat rear diffuser.
Fat
Not
diffuser.
wide. I'm saying like deep. Like the rear end of the 944, if you've ever seen it, comes up. So it would be like up from that point and then all the way down to the ground. Deep, like tall. Yeah.
So like your
Legit.
funnels are starting
Right.
way up here.
Okay, and what those would have in this game is they would then have the exhaust come out between the bumper and the diffuser, right in the middle.
yeah.
And that is what my vision is. That's what
hot.
I want.
That's very
the
hot.
problem is I think if I bag this, I can't go that route. That's what I'm saying.
Well, here's the thing.
Because if I go bagged, normal driving level is going to be way too high and it will just look weird. You know what I mean? That's what I feel like.
I don't necessarily know. I think if you're already fabricating it to a point where you can put bags in it, then at that point we can change it and alter it. That whole rear end can be altered.
Well, yeah, that's
and
fair.
fabricated to make it.
And the biggest thing too is, this is the other thing. I want to build a diffuser. I don't want to buy a diffuser.
Yeah.
And luckily for me, through the U.S. government and the military paying for my college, I now have carbon fiber and composite experience. So I think realistically we can build this.
I think we can do it.
But yeah, that's the vision for the car. Color's not dead set yet. Connor really wants me to go gray. I really want to go black with silver BBS rims. I said rims. I'm gonna kill myself.
Oh my
Wheels.
god.
But I don't know. Black is just, I don't know. We always have this. We both have the issue of you look around down the street and everything's black, silver, gray.
Yep.
And with my bikes, if you know my bikes that I built, they were all different, red and black.
Yeah.
We had the blue, gray, black. It was just, they were like unique colors, right?
yeah.
Limited edition Yamaha team racing,
See,
right?
and there's the other thing. Why don't you go blue?
And my thought was, what if I can figure out the paint code for Yamaha Team Racing and do an ode to the best bike build I've ever done?
Yep.
You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So the color is not even close to being like, I haven't even thought about it. And if I do that blue, that would fit with the interior. Because I know for a fact I want the interior to be white painted bare metal and then the white and blue stitching on the upholstery.
Well,
I know that.
Luckily for you, we can do everything, and then paint.
Yes.
Absolutely everything first, then paint. But the interior idea, oh my god, it just ties in, and you'll look at the interior. What color are you going with on the interior? Black and
White and black, or white and blue.
White and blue.
Yeah, like a white and blue plaid. That's what I really want. I really, really want a white and blue plaid.
So I think, and comment what you think, but I personally think white and blue. You said white and blue. Sorry, I fucking keep forgetting this shit. White and blue. I think either a gray or black exterior would look fucking phenomenal.
I think black with silver BBS wheels would look so good. Yeah. Like so good. I just really do. You know what I mean?
But then you open the door. Think about it when you open the door, you see white and blue and then black exterior. Will the black shut that down? Will the black make the interior look a little bit too much?
I don't know.
So you need something on the exterior that's going to kind of make the interior pop even more. And that's, I don't know. That's some thinking I'd have to do. You can't do red, because you have red, white, and blue. That'd just be.
I'd never do red. I hate red on
Yeah,
cars.
I don't like red on cars either.
But that's the plan. Both hard plan and the rough. Things are up in the air.
Yeah.
That's gonna be. I'm planning on starting that this year, 2024.
Really, buying what?
Not
the
soon.
vehicle or the engine? First?
Probably not to the end of summer.
Gotcha.
This is what I'd like. I'd like to. We have a lot going on this summer. That's part of the reason.
Right.
The other thing too is I would like the mistakes we made with the bikes, and this is what we've always talked about, is we got everything together and built it and it was done. I want to start and be able to have a project all winter.
Yeah.
And then
Piece by piece.
and then through the summer, right? Like I want this to be extended. I want to experience this because, and if you know me, the MT-09 build, which was my last bike build that I did,
Right.
How fast did we get that in? We waited to put everything on until the exhaust came over from Italy, and that had to come over on a boat.
We probably built that in 2 days.
Yeah, it was fast.
Like it was over an extended period of time, but like we put the exhaust on one day and then everything else on in one
Yeah,
day.
it was just too quick. It was too quick, and I want to be able to experience this. I want to have the man hours into it.
Yeah.
I want it to be a process. So
100%.
that's the goal.
Take the time.
Hopefully people can kind of visualize that, but
Oh, we'll see. I mean, I don't know. It's different. It's different shit. And hopefully people will, I don't know. I'm sick of it because I work with car guys all the time, and I don't talk about it. I don't talk about my ideas with anybody because I am so sick of hearing, no, that's not gonna work. Oh,
Yeah.
why don't you do this? Or why don't you do that? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Why don't you shut the fuck up and let me do what I want to do?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm building my car, not yours, you know? So that's just frustrating as a whole. And it kind of drives you down a fucking annoyed path where you don't even want to try. But I don't know. It's exciting. Building cars is exciting. And I'm excited to see the 944. I'm excited to just see the car and then start like actually looking at it, breaking it apart, pulling pieces off and seeing, all right, what can we do here? What can we do there? Is this actually going to work? What do we have to do to make bags fit on this?
Right.
I just can't wait for those days where we're sitting there just in the garage like,
God, suspension issues. Oh my God. They give me a
beer.
headache already.
Give me a fucking beer. Oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
Dang it. Where's the torch? I need another spark off of this cigar. I need more nicotine, you know? It's like shit. I can't wait for that. I cannot wait for those summer nights. Garage door open, just fucking, why are you out here? Why don't you mind your own business? You know? Oh God, we keep playing footsie on this table.
Oh my gosh.
Jesus.
Well, this is up to you. Do you want to get into yours?
I'll get in. And here's the thing. Sam's was very in depth.
Mine's. So I've been thinking about doing mine for
almost
a year. Oh yeah, a while. Yeah,
It's been a while.
since I was still in college. So it's been. I mean, we're approaching a year now. I mean, this is not only has it been a thought, but it's been a plan. So yeah, I've been thinking about it a little longer.
It's been a while.
It was before you sold your GTI. You know.
Oh, dude. Sorry, I got allergies, guys. So
I can
if you
mute
hear
it
me-
too if you ever need to. But no, it's been a while. Mine's a little more planned out. But Connor's, I think yours really developed when we went to Gatlinburg.
Yeah.
I think we saw a lot of them there. And what are your? I remember last week you said that there's another option. So if you want, you don't have to.
So I'm on the fence, and for those of you who don't know, I have had a car that I've already stuck a lot of time and money into.
A lot.
And I have sold that car. I do not own that car anymore. Seeing that car makes me sad because I loved it. I love the GTI. I love the platform. The Golf R is a great model too. I don't like. I'll voice this now because I'm sure it's a question that people are asking. What do you think about the new ones? What do you think about the Mark 8s? I don't like where Volkswagen's heading with these new with these Golfs. I think the going electric with it is sad. And I just I don't know. I found myself in one skinny tunnel with that car, and there's not much creativity that you can do with that. I had that car for probably almost 4 years. If I had to guess.
Yeah, about that.
About 2020, 2019
Yeah.
now.
I think 2019 was when you got that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lauren and I had just started dating when I bought that car. But it was bone stock when I bought it. It was bone stock. Actually, I shouldn't say that. We had a catback new speed exhaust put on it. Chris did when he bought the car. For those of you who don't know, I bought this car off of my mom's boyfriend. And now together they own a brand new Mark 8 Golf R, a X2M BMW, and a TTRS Audi. So quite the collection that they have going right now. But I do not have the GTI anymore. And it was a great car. It was a great car. The plaid seats, the DSG transmission was awesome. I don't know, just talking about that car, I do miss it. And I saw a Golf R today, a Mark 7 Golf R that just, man, I was driving with Lauren, it was coming towards us, and I'm like, what is that? What is that? And it looked so fucking good. He was lowered.
Yeah.
Had the Mark 7.5 headlights. And I just thought, man, driving that car was so much fun. But I didn't see myself in that car for a very long time. And I had second guess myself a lot with what I was doing. And I bought a truck. So that's the weirdest part, is that I went from driving that car and building that car to now driving a Tacoma. And I think about the perks behind that, and starting automotive artistry, right? And I look at the video that we have now from the last Gatlinburg, and I think, well, we couldn't have done that if Connor owned a Honda and a GTI, and I don't stem that decision solely based off of this business, but I do think that it was for not only the better of this business, but also the better of just me as a whole. I think that car had me very stressed out. And I know people are going to say, oh, well, then if you couldn't keep up with that one, you're not going to be able to keep up with the next one. But that's the thing, is I just didn't see myself wanting to be in that car anymore. I loved it to death, but that's just because it was a first build. But I was constantly looking at other cars like, man, I would love to get into that. I would love to do something else. I would love to build this. I would love to build that. And I don't know. I feel like GTI platforms, you're very stuck with one direction.
Well,
and sorry, two directions.
Yeah,
and that's
and
either
both directions don't go very far.
And
that's
yeah,
the thing.
exactly.
Yeah,
they don't go very far, and they're not what I want to do. You know what I mean? They're not at all really what I want to do. And I have two builds in mind, and one of them kind of follows the same exact path as the GTI, but on a different platform, and that's a Porsche platform. But at the same time, it's a platform that I actually really, really want to be in. And that's the 911 Carrera route. That's an expensive startup. I mean, the older models, which is what I want to be a part of, I've seen them anywhere from $20,000, with some work needed, to $40,000 starting. So that's an expensive start for a car. Very expensive start for a car, especially because I bought the GTI for $16,000.
And it's a different world. I mean, you're going from an inline four turbo to either turbo or NA boxer engine. That's completely different.
Yeah, literally. So
and it's rear or mid, depending on what you go with.
Exactly. Yeah. But, however, both of these options, I
said boxer. People are gonna freak out.
Yeah,
flat. Flat. My bad.
I didn't catch that.
All right,
sorry.
Continue.
Both of these options, however, and now, mind you, keep in mind what I said earlier about the GTI it was a DSG transmission, so automatic. Both of these options moving forward, I would love to be in the manual world.
Yeah.
I feel like when I'm driving an automatic car, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And I feel this with the TTRS too. I feel like you lose this sense of like I'm the driver. Like, yes, you can bang through the gears quickly when you're hitting the paddles and you're downshifting. It's making great noises and you're, going super fast and you're getting from first to second to third to fourth to fifth faster than you can imagine. That's awesome. That's a great, great thing. I love that. But there's a disconnect. There's just a disconnect. Yeah. And the GTI, I think personally, if my if my GTI was a manual,
oh, I believe this.
I believe I would have kept that car.
So riding in Collins, I told you too. It was way faster. It hit harder. 100%. It felt, and I was riding, not even driving.
100%.
Yeah,
100%. I felt like, and this feeling grew only so much stronger when I bought my Civic. When I had the Civic as a winter car, I felt like I bought the Civic because I wanted to keep my GTI as a beautiful show car, my sports car, right? But when I bought the Civic and then I stored the GTI, that next summer when I started driving the GTI, which was inevitably the summer that I ended up selling it, I felt like I went from the Honda to just another Honda. Well, not necessarily just another Honda, but I went from a car that was just
sad, dude, because the GTI was like you're saying,
a great car.
It really was
so much fun, and I love it to death, and I love that I was able to buy it from Chris, which made it even so much more special owning that car. But it didn't feel like, all right, let's go for a drive. I went for a drive, but it just felt like the Honda Civic with a little bit more power and paddles, which was ultimately just depressing me a little bit, and I'm not shitting on cars with paddles. I'm not shitting, the TTRS or Chris's Golf R, because that's also DSG. I'm not shitting on that, but I felt like I have two cars right now that do the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
And what I really want is a Tacoma. I want a Tacoma so bad. I think it would be awesome for how we film with it, getting the harness straps in the back. And then also moving into that would then allow me to branch out a little bit, build a little bit of a creative mind with something else, build some ideas with cars that I might actually enjoy getting in and fucking driving.
Yeah.
So the 911 Carrera, any Porsche at this point that's, between the dates of 1990 to 2005 is what I'm willing to get in. But my actual, like, I mean this so deep, when I watch videos of this car, I think, holy fuck, that would be so much fun to drive. Like, just so much fun. And that is an E30 BMW. And I'm not talking about an M car. I'm not talking about anything. I'm talking about that square body,
box fender,
4 circle headlights. The grill is a perfect long rectangular shape with 2 headlights on both sides.
Yeah.
And when I see that car, I think about it fucking low as shit to the ground. Windows, you can't see through them. They're dark as shit.
That's a Connor trademark for those that don't know. Connor has to.
I have to have window tint.
Dude.
That is the first mod ever done to any of my
that's
cars.
so funny.
Regardless of what it needs.
Yeah.
It needs window tint. Oh, it needs an engine? No, it needs fucking window tint.
Yeah.
That shit is fishbowl. I can't have that.
That's so funny. I've never had a car with windows.
Oh, it's just a
Never,
game
never.
changer. Game changer.
I will. I mean, the 944, I don't want to go too dark, but
No,
yeah.
no.
Yeah.
But a good 15%.
Yeah.
Where people can still see your silhouette.
What was on the GTI?
15%.
Okay.
Yeah. The same as what's on the Tacoma.
Okay.
But this has been my dream for such a long time. Having 2 vehicles is something that I've always wanted, right? But what I didn't want was having my Honda and the GTI, and the Honda ultimately ruining the GTI for me. Quite literally. I think the Honda just ruined it for me. And at the end of the day, I just found myself driving the Honda more because the GTI wasn't really that special anymore. There was nothing where it was like...
It just had more horsepower.
Yeah, it just had more horsepower. Yes, okay, I'm not going to say that the GTI was the same exact thing as a Honda Civic, but I don't know. It felt like the same driving experience, just automatic, put it in drive.
Right.
It's got I can hear the turbo. That's great. It's not a CVT. Okay, cool. But still, it's just... a prettier, polished version of the Honda Civic, in my opinion. So it just lost it for me. And I felt like I was modifying it more to compensate for the lack of, like, specialness. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I put the steering wheel in it, the carbon fiber perforated leather steering wheel in it, and I thought that would enhance the drive a little bit, the feeling of sitting in that car a little bit. Kind of made it a little bit worse because it felt a little bit more tacky now.
Yeah,
like
and it was a lot more.
trying
It was a
too hard.
lot more chonky too. Like it was
Exactly.
Thick. It was a thick wheel.
Exactly. So I felt like I was compensating a little bit, and I was just trying a little bit too hard to make that car or make me really want to drive that car. And I hate this because my mom and Chris are probably going to watch this video and they're going to say, "Well, Connor, you love that car. Why are you saying all this stuff?" I love that car to death. I wish I could have it back in my garage. However, I'm not a millionaire. And I want a car that I'm actually going to really, really, really enjoy driving. So the E30 build, man, when I see that car, I think about low to the ground, wide body. It has to be wide body because the wide body on that square body from factory just, oh my God, dude, it's so tasteful. It's just so tasteful. And I almost think about like the what would you call this? Oh man, kind of the same idea of your Porsche 944 on my E30.
Yeah.
I
think generally we're going for the same exterior ideas.
What would you call that?
I don't even know. It's
same
like
concept?
it's like half time attack, half
Right.
street.
Right.
Like it's weird.
Right, but then you walk in, you step
Yeah.
inside, and I would love to have the same people doing yours do
So
mine.
for those that don't know what we're going for interior, 911 GT3 Sport Classic.
Yeah,
That is what we're talking about.
yeah, money.
If you go on right now to Porsche's website and look at the 911 GT3 Sports Classic, well, I think they don't call it the GT3. It's a GT3, but it's just the Sport Classic.
Sport Classic.
The Sport Classic interior is damn near
my
what we're
God.
going for.
my
Just
God.
I don't want as much tan, and I want it to be
Right.
white and blue plaid.
Right.
But yeah,
And I think I'm going for, oh man, and there's a guy, and you remember this Porsche from Gatlinburg, the really slammed one on Rotiforms, the black wheels. You know what I'm talking about.
yeah. So do you want to know something funny about that?
What's that?
I don't mean to get off topic, but I
Hold on,
was
that
just
car base price is like $90,000
For an old one, yeah.
The one that he's got, the exact
It's
year
fucking
and
insane.
model, and he did all that. Okay, sorry.
Yeah. So I was looking through Eminence footage, and guess what car came behind the crew of Eminence when they passed us when we were first going out?
That one.
And guess who got footage of it?
No fucking
And
shot.
guess who got shaky as fuck footage of
No.
it? Oh yeah, dude.
So we don't have smooth footage of it?
It kind of, but kind of not. I don't know. We'll see if we can make
It's
something.
good background noise.
Yeah,
It's good background
yeah.
noise. Hey, dude with the Porsche.
Yeah.
Hey, if you want cool, crisp
God,
footage
that-
of your
yeah,
car,
it
man,
was-
we would love that shit, dude. That car is fucking hot.
Yeah. Drop the
That's,
ball, Matt.
dude.
All
that
right,
is-
but I don't want to get off. Go back. Go
But
back.
like that concept of that
Yeah,
Porsche,
yeah.
if you guys know the Porsche that I'm talking about, man, I don't know his name on or his Instagram handle, but if you guys know what Porsche I'm talking about, that's the concept that I'm going for my E30.
Yeah.
And I keep saying my E30, but the E30 build that I envision and dream of driving, getting in that thing, and there's a guy on YouTube who has the exact build that I want.
Yeah.
And I don't want to copy him, but I watch this guy's videos non-freaking stop. And he drives all through Thailand. And his car, he actually called his car Cream Pie. Funny name for a car and a little bit odd, but it is a cream-colored E30 that he has an E96 V8 in, NA,
Yep.
wide body, low to the ground, all that's on the inside, all that's on the interior of this car. Black dash, black factory dash. The gauge cluster is not the original one. It's just a square digital tack. And down here is your stick, and you got 3 pedals.
No carpet.
No, well,
Dude.
I think he's got carpet.
Okay, so this is the thing. I don't want no carpet. I want bare metal. I want to hear every piece of dust that hits the bottom of that car.
dude.
I want this. I want to be able to claim over 30% disability from a military discharge from the car. That's the level that I'm going for.
my
I
God.
want every noise, every vibration.
just feel it.
Yeah,
Feel the
I
road,
want everything.
dude. Feel
Yeah,
the road.
yeah.
I want to be able to stick my foot right through the carpet and drag
I
it
want to
across
Flintstone
concrete.
the shit out of this
Dude,
shit.
literally, yeah.
Yeah.
That's how we're stopping nowadays.
Yeah.
We're putting our foot right through that thing. But,
Yeah.
dude, and that's where I've gotten the most like ideas from is
Okay.
that guy's car that he drives in Thailand.
I think, and I did this with the MT-09. Motonicity did an MT-09 build.
Yeah.
Where do you think I got the exhaust
Dude,
from?
literally, yeah.
Right. I think that picking and choosing from other people's build is great, and even if it's most of it, that's fine. Like, don't
that's
feel
fine.
bad for that.
No, I don't. I
You know,
don't.
I mean, if you did the exact same stuff in the exact same way with the exact same color,
Oh,
then you
dude,
should. But
that's weird.
I mean, it's on YouTube for a reason, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Take inspiration for it.
Give
Yeah.
inspiration, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the thing is that car, I mean, like, it's not going to look like, it's not going to be cream colored.
What color are you thinking? When you envision all of this, what do you instantly? What's the first color?
And this is tricky.
Okay.
Honestly, if like I was put right on the spot right now to pick a color, I would probably pick the same exact blue that the GTI was painted.
Just an ode.
Just
an ode to it.
And that's one of the things I loved about that car.
Yeah, people. So that blue, and I don't see a whole lot of them, but it looks black.
Yeah.
And then when you get close, you're like, oh shit, this is like
blue.
a dark,
It's like a dark blue.
Yeah.
And that's what's cool is that Chris spec'd that one out when he bought it brand new.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing that makes me feel like shit for selling that car too, is because he had a very emotional attachment to that car as much as I did. And I bawled like a baby when I sold that car. I even called you crying.
So you called me, and then Lauren called me, and she's in the passenger seat
Yeah.
crying her out. No, she was in the separate car because you were
Yeah,
driving it there.
yeah,
So
yeah.
she
She was
called.
in the
She
Honda
FaceTimed
following
me
me.
in the Honda, bawling her eyes out. She's like, "Sam,
Dude,
he's getting
I
rid
know,
of it." And
I
then
know.
you FaceTimed me. Yeah, that was. Yeah,
I couldn't even make words. I was crying so hard.
I think that I experienced the same thing. Interestingly, not with the MT-09. The first bike I had was
Yeah.
the ZX-9, the white one, the one that I painted white.
yeah. When did you get a red one?
So the ZX6 I got when
Oh,
I
the ZX6.
yeah I got the ZX6. It was a 2007 ZX6, same year as my car.
Wow.
Which is just weird.
That's funny as fuck.
I got that when I got back from basic. I had not gotten paid for like 6 months, and I got all the money at once, and I got back, and I was like, "Fuck it, you know what?
Buy a
Fuck
bunch
it,
of shit.
yeah,
Whatever.
But no, the ZX9 when I got rid of that, it was at my old house.
Yep.
It was the house that I was living in Kakana, and the guy he test drove it and drove it down,
Dude.
and I was like, "Fuck, this is happening," and then he pulled on the trailer and he drove it away, and I'm like, "Oh no. And it was the same feeling. Like, yeah.
Oh, dude, I
You
can
have
explain
this
that
is
to a
you
T.
just bond and you bond so much with these machines.
Well, and over a span of years, you know,
Yeah.
like I'm proud to say that I at least gave this car
Oh, yeah.
what it deserved.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like I put this thing down, I kept it clean.
Yeah.
I never got to drive it on Road America, which I really wanted to do.
I know we wanted to do that on one of the races afterwards.
Yeah. The problem is I don't know that car was really ready for what I wanted to do to it. At the same time, you know,
I think
wanted to
that
fucking
a
run that
GTI platform is a good platform to use as
like a rally.
an everyday vehicle.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think
exactly,
that-
and that's kind of what I mean by
Yeah.
rally is like you're banging those like roundabouts.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
like you're
yeah.
rallying roundabouts on the way to work and shit. That's
I think,
fun.
and I think it's like when the original plan for my build was I really wanted to do a bagged, I can't remember the model name, but the generation name,
Yeah.
but the Corolla hatch, the new ones.
Yeah, and see,
I
that
really
was a
wanted
cool
to do that.
platform
Yeah,
too.
but
It's the same
that's
thing.
in every. I would sell if I were to get a new car now, and it wasn't the plan
Yep,
to get.
yep.
I would get if I were to get another car, it'd be a Corolla hatch, and I would leave it pretty much stock because it's a good everyday car.
It is.
Right, and I get a manual one, of course.
And that's the same thing with the GTI. That is
Yeah,
a good everyday
right.
car, and I think I'm
Right.
I think
Because
I'm
it's-
over that.
the hatches you just can't do a whole lot with.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I mean, like Chris getting the Golf R, that's also a very good everyday car. But
Yeah.
the Golf R, I think, is a stepped up tune, like way stepped up version that you could take on Road America, and it would.
Oh
be
yeah.
fucking.
I
worth
mean,
it.
you're talking all-wheel drive. You get what your
Right.
what your tune car was is the baseline of the R.
exactly,
Yeah, right,
exactly.
right.
So that's the thing, and also they got the TTRS, so they don't need, to buy something super extravagant. But anyways. Yeah, dude, that and I felt that same thing with you and your bike of just like this fucking fuck, this is happening.
Yeah.
You know, when I drove the car with the girl that was going to inevitably own it, or sorry, the dad was in the passenger seat and she was in the back, and I drove them around and put it in sport mode, took them for a little bit of a ride because they wanted to know, or feel how, feel everything, and I respect that.
So if you're in Appleton,
yeah.
this is the best way that I can explain the feeling of this car. Okay,
Yeah.
you'll know when I start talking.
You're talking about the GTI?
Yeah. So the
God.
GTI, man, we spent a weekend putting Bilstein. Or we'll mute Connor because he's good.
Sorry, allergies are. My
So we
allergies are killing me.
spent the weekend putting Bilstein suspension in there. This car after stage 2 could take the Badger Sports Park curve on Highway
Stage
41.
one.
Oh, stage
Stage
one
one.
at 83 miles an hour. Now,
My mom's watching this
holy
like, what?
shit?
83
Okay.
miles an hour?
The Badger Sports Park corner on Highway 41.
Yeah.
You should max in a normal car be going like 45.
Yeah. And that's with the extreme contact Conta Sport tires on there.
This
Continental
car,
did a great
every
job.
time I got in this car, we went that route. I was like, Connor, you're not a professional race car driver. Let's chill out. And he would just be like, no,
I'd be
I'm
like,
not
no,
downshifting
watch
at
this
all.
shit.
Yeah, dude. And every time, full grip, it would hook and
Yeah.
it would fucking burn through
Dude,
that
it was
corner
just like,
so well.
that thing would just pivot.
Yeah, it was extremely terrifying.
Yeah.
But this car, like when he's trying to describe this, like I don't know how like to bring this to other people, but that is like
Oh, dude.
the handling on this
I think it was fun.
insane.
I think it
Yeah.
was fun. And it sounded great too.
I don't mean to like pull you off.
No,
where you're saying,
you're
but
fine.
Yeah.
Ah, man, no, that car was fun, and I quite literally tried to do that with the people that I sold it to, on a roundabout. I gave them a little bit, but yeah, no, I felt that too. And then pulling back up to the apartments, I'm like, well, what's gonna happen now? Am I fucking selling this thing? Or,
How much did you sell for?
14,000. So
That is pretty decent.
it's decent.
I think that was a little low.
Although, as of right
Honestly.
now, they have gone. The prices for these Mark 7 GTIs and Golf Rs have significantly skyrocketed.
To what?
Well, let's just say probably about 20. I probably could get now for how clean it was. I could probably get 20 now. I could probably get 20 now. I messaged the guy though the other day.
Yeah, you told me about this.
After a couple of beers at Parker John's and a little bit of emotional problems. I messaged the guy asking him, hey, how much would you sell the car back to me for? And I'm not at all expecting this to go anywhere. And
Right.
like really telling Lauren like, hey, let's fucking do this. You know, it was just like a shot in the dark. Like, this is funny.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what they think of this car right now. Yeah, so the E30, I'm kind of going for the same idea as kind of what you're doing. I don't know on color yet. When I think of it, all I think about is a cream pie.
So what would you what would you say to, I can't remember the color code name because I had this because I was thinking about this. It's a Porsche like licensed color, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. Remember that really fucking like the 30s?
You're talking about that like sandstone or like lilac almost?
No, it's not Snow White. Like Snow White is like,
So there's a Porsche
Perfect
that
white.
they just painted at 0 to 60.
it was at 0 to 60. It was the
when we were
really
there.
old one. Like maybe if I don't know why I said 30s, like 50s, the round top one. It's like a cream. It's like an off-white.
When you look at it, there's a little bit of purple in it.
No.
There's one there right now.
That's not what I'm talking about,
And it's
but-
actually a factory Porsche
Is it?
code paint. And my mom didn't like it at first, but I looked at it. I'm like, that's sorry. I am a mess right now, guys. I'm a mess. I was talking about things that I shouldn't have talked about with my GTI.
Oh my god.
I don't know what we were talking about, but now we're talking about purple fucking paint code. That's on a, we are all over the place,
good of an
guys. So
episode.
if this doesn't explain what Sam and I's conversations turn into on
Yeah.
a daily basis,
Yeah.
I don't know what does.
Without alcohol involved. By the way, this is just
What happened to that candle?
It's still going.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's still going.
Oh.
I moved it because I could hear the crackle through the mic.
Oh, dude.
All right, let's continue the E30 so we can at least get the E30 out of the way.
Yeah. So, E30.
So you're thinking a lighter, like a white, huh? Like a cream white, off white? No.
I'm thinking the blue. I'm thinking that dark blue.
you do
for
wanna do
now,
that dark blue?
for now. Otherwise, like a really, really deep gray.
That blue gray of the E30 at, I think it was an E30 at Gatlinburg, the race one.
Oh yeah,
That was a cool color.
hot. Very
That was
hot.
that was almost. I hate to say this because I don't want to put a bad taste in your mouth, but what?
I just thought of a color.
Oh, it was almost the exact same color that your Civic gray was. That blue gray,
I'm thinking of like a pastel gray or
Yeah.
blue.
pastel blue, like a baby blue type.
The
thing?
baby blue, like
Yeah.
that Porsche, that
Yeah.
one Porsche.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
wow, that would be so hot.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And then like the rear tail light, instead of having the
Here's
the
a question:
three-
paint or tint, or paint or tint, paint or wrap, or PPF,
Paint.
whatever. Paint.
Paint,
I think I'm
100%.
gonna just go for the paint.
I'd go for the
Okay,
paint.
yeah.
I'd go for the paint. I think wrap is cool and all. And it's cheaper.
Would you get it painted and then clear PPF?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I'd paint it and then clear
Whole thing?
Clear bra. Yeah.
I think the craziest shit here, I don't want to go too far off
Right.
because
Right.
the craziest shit was miking up the Lamborghini STO and to have him look at us and be like, bro, it's PPF. You
Yeah.
can touch it.
I could
I was
literally
so
just wash
terrified
it.
of putting a suction cup on this thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, when you pull the suction cup off, any marks are going to go away with the heat.
With the heat gun.
It's crazy.
Yeah. He's like, all I got to do is just
Yeah, it's crazy.
blow a heat gun
Crazy.
on there and the scratches are gone. Whatever, dude.
Future.
Yeah, seriously. I didn't know
Yeah.
that technology was a thing yet.
So okay, so you got the colors down. Rough builds are going to be roughly the same. Okay, let me ask you this. What about wheels? Do you want to go BBS route too? I think BBS on E30s looks so good.
So-
and I think BBS on Porsches looks so good.
I think BBSs would be cool on your car. But what I'm, however, thinking of is a very futuristic Singer look.
Okay.
So and a Porsche vibe, kind of what we got at the 0 to 60 shop is
Okay.
that pastel blue. And I want you to envision this: the pastel blue, wide body. Don't think about the headlights or taillights yet because I'm still kind of making ideas for that.
I'll take some electrical tape, make X's on it. No.
Yeah, with fucking yellow
man.
housings.
Yeah.
But then, wide body pastel blue. I want to be able to see the lines of where the wide body kit sticks. You know what I mean? And I want there to be hardware.
Okay.
So
So you don't want to Bondo it so it's smooth in.
Nope.
You want to make sure you can
want-
see that
yep.
it's
yep.
okay,
I
and you
to-
want
yep.
bolts on there.
Yep.
Okay.
I
kinda
want to see
that.
the hardware.
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking for wheels, kind of a deeper dish, like a matte gray aluminum kind of look.
So you want to go the end goal of the GTI wheels, basically.
Yeah, quite literally.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
like a gunmetal finish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But maybe a little bit lighter than those ones because those
Okay.
were a
Matte
bit dark.
or
matte,
gloss?
Matte,
Okay.
matte, 100% matte.
Okay.
I think when you tie in the pastel blue with a matte gray finish wheel, oof, lighter gray, not darker gray, not gunmetal,
Okay.
but lighter than that. Probably about the same exact color as our microphones right here.
Yeah, that's kind of a lighter gray.
Yeah. And now imagine a pastel blue wrapped around that.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Sam, that makes me so wet just thinking about it. I'm dripping.
Oh man.
And then you open the door. I want nothing but black. Black bucket seats, just like a Porsche. Black Porsche bucket seats.
Okay.
And then on the inlet there, I want that to be the probably like a white black checker, either checker or plaid. Almost.
On the center console.
Not on the center console, on the center of the seats.
Okay.
So you got your bolsters around that are black.
So that's the same thing as mine. Like the center line in between the bolsters of mine, I want to be black. Or God damn, I can't speak. White and blue.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I want mine to be black all the way around, and then the inlet where my thighs would end, right here, down here, and then up to right here, I want that to be like a white black plaid.
Okay.
Plaid, or like kind of what Porsche has for a design right now, is like that very small, thin weave looking thing.
Yeah.
I think opening up the door, seeing that, then like a all black roof and interior and black carpet floors.
The interiors where we very differ. I don't want no carpet. I want nothing on the top on the ceiling. I want bare metal.
Yeah.
I want painted bare metal. I want exposed wires.
I do painted bare metal, but it'd have to be painted black.
Okay.
I want it completely painted black. Yeah, I don't really care for carpet or the suede. I'm not doing that shit, right? But like I would like it to just get inside completely black. And then the seats, the inner parts of all the seats, the front ones and the rear ones, are like a white and black checker or plaid kind of look. Or weave almost. And then you get out of the car, maybe with one of those little red pull straps like Porsche's got going on right now. Yeah. You get out like that. So cool, yeah. And then it's just a really cool baby blue pastel look. And you got the, what is that noise?
Just the candles.
Is it the candle?
Yeah.
That really high pitched noise? Yeah. Fuck. And then
we
you
probably won't hear that. We have a high pass and a low pass filter going on right now.
Cool.
So
Sweet.
We'll be fine. We hear it. They won't hear it.
Good. So you get out of the car. You see the baby blue pastel color. You look at the wheels; they're so fucking flush. Maybe wrapped in either Continentals or a Michelin Pilot Sport tire.
That's too good.
Beautiful deep dish. I want thick, meaty tires on there too. I don't want low profile.
Yeah,
I want like
a
good.
Really,
I want like a good 235, 245.
So see,
40.
I don't know what any of the fuck that means because I'm not in this tire world like
You'll get there.
I don't know if I want meat on mine.
I want meat.
I don't want as low. I want thicker than what your GTI was at.
I think your Porsche 944 with a wide body kit on it would need a good.
I'm thinking like 3 or 4 inches.
Are you thinking like 18-inch wheels? Probably 18, 19. If you do 19,
it depends because the real determining factor will be how large the hole is on that rear body panels. Because the front body panels I'm going to leave.
Oh,
God,
your car is just so hard to tell right now.
I know it's once we get it in wherever the fuck. Probably we're gonna have to get a shop.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do it.
We've had extensive conversations about this, but
yeah, no, I think your car, you're gonna want like that much sidewall.
Yeah, I'm thinking like 3 to 4 inches.
Yeah,
on the rear, the front, I think on the front I would. Is that weird to go low profile on the front?
It's just you saying 3 to 4 inches. Is funny.
Oh yeah, that's like 2 maybe. No, is it? Do people do that? Like, I've never done a car build, so I don't know. But like,
you're talking about staggered set?
No, like if you did like a low profile on the front and a thicker one on the rear, but not drag level where it looks like it's a drag car. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can do that. Porsches from the factory do that right now.
Okay,
because they have rake from the factory, and they got I think 21s in the front and 22s in the rear. I believe.
Yeah, I have to look. The other issue too is it's like you're fitting a round circle and the fenders are squared. So I don't know how much you want to fill that out. Like how do you fill that out?
Well, it depends. I mean, if you're gonna go wide body kit, why don't you just get away from the square?
Because the LM wide body kit that I want
is squared
okay. With the vents on the back.
You'd have to do some measuring. I think we'd have to measure. They should even say it before you buy it, what the dimensions are or what the measurements are.
I don't know. There's only one company I can find that makes this, that recreates this.
Gotcha.
Because it's not an official LM body kit. I mean, you can buy them. They're thousands, tens of thousands of dollars.
Right.
The one I'm looking at is not quite that much. It is a couple thousand, but it's not that level. I just want the rear. I don't want the full body kit. I don't think I want the front fenders to be that wide. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, quite frankly, I don't even think with the rear it's going to fit in the garage I have here.
No,
so
definitely not.
beyond us getting a shop to build this, we're going to have to keep the shop to store them.
Yeah,
like, I don't
absolutely.
like even where you're at.
Yeah,
like
no.
where the fuck are you going to put it? You know what I mean?
Definitely not gonna fit.
And that's why like one of the biggest barriers right now with that is I would love to start like we've discussed. I think what we'll do with these builds is we'll start with the engines first. We'll get the engines first. Because we can do the engines in my garage here.
100%. 100%.
You know what I
Now,
mean?
that's the other thing is I haven't really fully decided which engine I want to do.
Because I brought up the idea of the LS1.
Right. Which would be cool, but I don't want the same motor as you have. I don't. I want to do something different.
I think, I'll be honest with you, I'm going to make a prediction. I think once we get the LS1 for my car and you see how versatile and easy and cheaper it is, I think you will go that route.
I think I probably will.
And I mean, I showed you the video, the sound.
Right. Oh, beautiful sound. And that's why the E96 V8 is just screaming to me, but that is such an expensive motor alone.
Yeah, it's like I can pick up. You can get an LS1 for $400.
I know.
From Appleton.
I
Here.
know. And that V8 E96 is about $16,000 right now.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm not trying
to. It sounds so good.
Oh, I bet.
But that's the thing is it only pushes out about 400 horsepower.
And I'm trying to keep mine at 350, 375. I don't want to break the 400 because once I break the 400, the transaxle starts becoming an issue, and the transaxles for the turbos are so fucking expensive. I just don't want to risk it.
And then the other thing is like, well, you know, you got a little small squared E30. Why not just maybe even just put like a four-cylinder turbocharger in there?
And I was thinking about that too. You can K20 swap a 944.
Or even a 5-cylinder like the TTRS has.
I actually found a black 944 in Platteville with 2 5-cylinder engines. They came with it for $3,000.
Dude, a 5-cylinder engine in an E30 build would be astronomical.
You might have just unlocked something. Yeah, that would be insane.
That
like a
would
TTRS.
sound so good.
Like Alex even said on his podcast.
Yeah.
A mini Ferrari engine. Or a mini R8 engine.
Literally,
I think is what
baby
he said.
R8. Yeah, it's a baby R8.
Yeah.
Well, like you've heard that thing.
That thing sounds
phenomenal.
Nuts.
You put a turbo on that?
Dude. Oh, Connor figured it out on the podcast. Here we go. Okay. Fuck the V8.
Damn it. Well, it depends on how expensive it is.
I think you can get them pretty cheap because this guy was tossing 2 of them in for $3,000.
So I did look and I found an E30 for sale on Marketplace today for $2,500, and I was looking.
Connor, just buy the chassis. Buy the chassis. Buy.
The problem
what
was,
happened to that drivable one that you were looking at with the engine? Is it gone?
I think it's gone.
You got to save this shit too.
The thing is that the one that I saw today for $2,500 has a reason why it's $2,500.
Rust?
I don't care if it doesn't. Oh, dude, yeah, like the frame was completely.
See, that's my
blown
issue.
out.
I'm trying to not find one that's rust.
That's the. I don't want rust.
Rusted,
I don't want any rust at all. I mean, it's easy to fix it if it's like surface rust.
But the other thing too is I don't want most of it to be Bondo.
me neither.
I have no issue doing the Bondo. I don't
100%.
want the chassis to be Bondo.
No, because then that's not going to be helpful in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking, you get out of that E30, man, and it's a baby blue exterior. Your wheels are that cool, this color, this exact color. I like that color a lot. Deep dish.
Yeah.
Maybe not so deep in the front, but deep in the rear or deep on both. And you just got some thick wheels on there. And then your headlights, I'd love to see the nice halo rings on both, all 4 of those headlights, the nice halo rings for running lights. And then that rear light, instead of the 3 lines like it has right now, the analog 3, what do you call those? Halogen.
Yeah.
The base ones from 1980s. Those 3 lights, get rid of that and have just one long rectangular LED light.
Yeah.
Oh, and then when I hit the brake light, and that whole thing lights up red, and engraved in there is Automotive Artistry. Oh,
yeah. The render that I have, same concept.
Yeah.
But it says Porsche in the center.
Oh, Sam.
I think that'd be so good.
If yours
we get
has
matching
that,
Automotive Artistry ones.
If yours has that
pretty cool.
rectangular
Time together a little bit.
my
dude,
God,
that'd be so
dude.
sick. Yeah.
Holy crap! And then
man.
turn signals. How would we make that work? We could figure it out. Maybe
It
from
wouldn't be hard. You just need one LED.
literally.
You got one blinking light. That's all you need. You don't need that much.
So we need very experienced people to message us about this stuff and tell us how we can make some of this work. Maybe even sponsor the builds a little bit. If you got some money and you want to help some brothers out, by all means, I'll return the favor. I don't know how, however you want me to, but
I was gonna say it'll be physically.
Yeah.
I'll sell my body for car parts. Oh man. Well, Jesus Christ. We're at an hour 26 right
Wow.
now. Yeah.
Wow. These have been
I'm
great.
excited. I'm excited to see where these builds actually end up and and when they start. I think that realistically this year, for at least mine.
For yours, at least, man, and here's the thing is I need to buy a house.
Yeah.
I need to buy a house. I just like this
Or even just getting into a better rental situation
Right,
where it's
right.
like worth it. You know what I'm saying?
and we're looking at some other situations right now that might even help this. Like, obviously, it won't help us like right now with being able to buy an E30, but like down the road, this will be able to help this stay afloat way down the road if I can secure the bag on this one. So I don't really know, but we're trying to figure things out so that it makes this stuff easier, this stuff more obtainable. But I can't promise this year for an E30. I could say that buying a $3,000 E30 shell this year is absolutely reasonable and absolutely doable. Probably on the end stretch of the year though, like more towards October, November, December. Just because I got a lot of things that we got to pay for.
I think
right away.
I
this
think
year.
that for both of ours, we need to wait till we can jointly get a shop.
Yeah.
We can get a shop.
Yeah.
We need one lift and space for the studio, so we could migrate this there.
Yeah.
I think that's a good start. At this point, even if I had the money, I wouldn't because I can't. I don't have the space for it.
Seriously, that's the thing is, and same, if I just bought the car, it'd be sitting there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even insure it, and it'd just sit there and, mold and rust and whatnot. So I don't know. Things are gonna happen this year. I do like the idea of finding an engine first, though.
Yeah.
Getting it prepped and ready, and then finding the perfect shell that it'll fit right in. However, I think both of our builds that we're stemming towards are builds that you almost got to jump the gun on the perfect shell and the perfect car. Otherwise, there might not be many opportunities because the supply for these is not there.
Part of me too really wants to get a car with the original motor in it, so I can drive it originally.
First.
You know what I'm saying? Even if it's
I hear
shit.
what you're saying.
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
I was actually talking to Lauren about this the other day because I'm like, it'd be very cost effective for Sam to just buy the shell without the motor, right? It'd be very cost effective to buy it without any of the mechanics, right?
Right.
Just buy the shell. I got the truck. We get a trailer. We fucking push that thing on and then put it somewhere, right? That would be super cost effective because you're going to replace that anyways. But at the same time, it would be super cool to just spend the extra $5,000, $6,000 buy.
Oh,
the
it's not
car.
even that much, dude, with a motor.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And buy one that just runs. It doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't have to be pretty at all, but no rust preferably.
Right.
The engine bay, who gives a fuck what that looks like, really? As long as it runs and it's a good platform to start on, I feel like it'd be so much worth it. So much more worth it. And even with the E30, I want to buy that thing bone stock.
Right.
Fucking lifted like your Corolla, off the ground.
Yeah.
It's got the 15-inch wheels on it, the tires that are about that tall for a sidewall.
Yeah.
You're sitting in that thing and you're just like, all right, where do we even begin? You know what I mean? Like, I want to experience that car before I fucking tear it apart and make it an absolute track beast. So, no, I'm with you on that one. I like that idea a lot. Yeah. So, we'll figure it out though. I don't know. I can't promise this year. I think it's obtainable for the right one. But I would not make any promises for this year for mine at least. So, yeah.
Good place to end it.
Fuck yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I'm excited. I'm very excited to keep moving forward. Love it.
Didn't mention this last time. For those that are new, because we do, according to the analytics, we do have quite a few new people.
Wow. Welcome.
If you are watching this on YouTube, we also do have this on Spotify,
Yep.
Apple Music or Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music as well. If you're listening on any of the other ones, we also have them on YouTube. So if you want to watch, you can watch as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, man, the feedback that I'm getting back for this is awesome.
It's weird because basically we just fucking hook up some mics, some cameras, drink some whiskey, get a little bit overly buzzed,
And then start
slightly
talking
drunk,
about
and then
shit.
talking about,
Yep.
I can't even talk right now. Start talking about random ass shit, so
Yeah.
apparently people care enough.
Apparently.
Yeah, apparently.
Hey, if you're here for the whiskey, let us know, because I want to know if you.
It's interesting because I feel like there's a higher percent chance here for the whiskey.
Absolutely.
More people talk to me about the whiskey than
I think
else.
so, but I think so far this is probably our most balanced podcast in terms of one half of it being about actual whiskey and then the other part being about wheels.
Yeah.
You know, so this is our best, most balanced one in my opinion. But hey, if you're here for the whiskey, let us know. And we're gonna try to make this more whiskey oriented as well. But definitely talk more about car stuff too at the same time. So we're trying to balance the two, but I think it just goes hand in hand. I think it does. If you are a bourbon or any type of this stuff drinker, I just pointed at it like they can see it. They can't see it. If you are a bourbon drinker and you enjoy this stuff and cigars, I think you probably enjoy being around motors and shit with wheels. I don't think you hate that stuff. So, and whether that be cars or trucks, we do plan to talk about trucks here at some point with a guest. We got to get in contact with him and get him on here at some point. But for right now, we're just talking about cars until we can open our minds up to that truck world. I think I've already opened up the mind to the truck world, but more of the overlander truck world, not necessarily the show truck world. So we're going to be kind of introduced to that here in a little bit by somebody. But comment below if you are here for the whiskey straight alone, because I'd be curious to know what other people think are great whiskeys in terms of kind of where we're at.
Yeah, I'd like to hear what people are drinking and where they're finding shit.
Exactly.
Too.
Or even what your opinions are about the old four. If you tried some of the stuff that we've tried before, I'd like to know what your initial flavors were.
Very impressed with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I poured 2 glasses.
Yeah, he did.
In case you couldn't tell.
He had a lot. He had a lot, and he's not driving. But no, I'd be curious. So, but other than that, we would both really appreciate, a like, a comment, or a share if you can. Even if you don't like it or comment, just share with people that you might think might like it. We love doing this stuff, regardless of any of the buttons or the money or whatever you're clicking or typing. We enjoy doing this shit regardless. So, we appreciate the listeners. We appreciate the feedback. For all of our supporters that have kind of been listening to us for the last couple months and year or 2 years now. We appreciate you guys. We appreciate it 100%. We love it. We love you guys. We love you guys. Hell yeah, dude. That felt good.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah, brother. That felt good.
Oh, man. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening.
Peace.